Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shaykh, many people make takfir, unfortunately, and have no sharia background. Can you please explain the dangers of this and how the Salaf approached these situations? Wa jazakallahu khairan.
This question about takfir, if the people who practice this thing, if they just would listen to what the Prophet ﷺ have said, they would never wish to even come near that thing. The Prophet ﷺ warned us from the issue of takfir. And that is only because the issue of takfir is very sensitive, very dangerous, to the limit that the speaker himself, the one who made this takfir, might come off Islam by that word. In the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, من قال لأخيه يا عدو الله أو قال يا كافر فقد باء بها أحدهما. فقد باء بها أحدهما. Whoever says to his brother, O kafir, or O enemy of Allah, then one of them have heathen, one of them has deserved it, meaning one of them is kafir. It is either the one who it is said against and it is true, then he is kafir, or it is the one who said it. If the first is not kafir, then it returns on the first speaker. To this extent, it is dangerous. It is dangerous. That's why the Muslim should stay away from these things. And Allah is not going to ask you about such things, because these are responsibilities of the scholars, not the layman people, not even students of knowledge, not even just a scholar, but it is the deep-rooted foot scholars in knowledge, deep-rooted feet in knowledge. This quality of scholars who are qualified to say takfir and tabdi' upon individuals. Yes, you can say this action, this saying is kufr. Yes, you can say this action, this saying is bid'ah. But you cannot say the doer is kafir, the doer is mubtadi'. Why? Because you are not qualified. Ya ikhwan, in the matters of dunya, for example, if you go to the hospital, there are many departments. All of them are educated. All of them graduated from universities, maybe from the very well-known and famous universities in the world, like Oxford or whatever, Cambridge, whatever. But only one doctor or one quality of doctors can speak about heart problems. One quality of doctors can speak about kidneys problem, about eye problem, about skin problem. Why? Because they are specialists. They study deeply in that field. Deeply in that field. The the X-ray technician cannot speak in any of these things. The pharmacist cannot speak in any of these things. The laboratory expert cannot speak of any of these things. Nurses cannot speak. Even the nurse which helps the surgeon in the surgery room. Why? Because they did not study it. They do not have enough knowledge, enough ilm. Now that is about, in the hospital, is about the body of human. Maybe if one who is not a specialist spoke or speaks, maybe he will damage an eye of a person, one kidney of a person, a skin of a person, which that is not the end of the world. Maybe he caused that person to die. Big problem, but it's not the end of the world. Religion of Allah is the purpose for all this world to be created. As Allah Ta'ala said, Allah did not create mankind and jinn for any purpose except religion, to establish religion. And for that only reason, Allah sent to a human being and mankind and jinn, He sent them 124,000 prophets. 124,000 prophets. What to do? Just to deliver the message from Allah to them, to these people. And guess what now? When they damage. This does not mean no reputations, but reputations must come from the qualified people, authorized people by the Sharia, and those are the deep-rooted feet, scholars in knowledge. Those are the only ones. That's why we say remedy of takfir, tabdi', etc., boycotting, and remedy of that is to fear Allah and remember the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said, رب كلمة يقولها قائلها لا يلقي لها بالا تكون من سخط الله يهوي بها في النار 70 خريفا. يهوي بها في النار 70 خريفا. Look at that. There might be a word said by a person who does not pay any attention to what he said, and it is from the causes of anger of Allah, and it make him be thrown into the fire for 70 years. Look at that. Why is that? It is because he just threw the words out of his mouth, does not know what he said. So my advice to myself and my brothers is, first of all, focus on seeking knowledge properly, beginning with learning Arabic correctly, to be fluent and in hearing, in speaking, in reading, in understanding the phrases of the Arabic language, and study the Aqidah under qualified person. And qualified is not one who only carries degrees. It's not one who is famous and has lots of followers. No. Qualified person is the person who studied under the ulama for a long enough period. In a long period is not 4 years in the university. No. Enough long period is like what Abu Hurairah did with the Prophet ﷺ. He stuck to the Prophet ﷺ, did not marry, did not work until the Prophet, since he became Muslim, until the Prophet ﷺ died. Sticking from morning till evening until Rasulullah, from the time Rasulullah leaves his house until the time he enters his house at night. And Abu Hurairah with him, taking from him knowledge. Also like Thabit ibn Aslam al-Bunani, who was a student of Anas ibn Malik. He stuck to him for 40 years, studying 40 years. Imam Malik ibn Anas al-Asbahi, the Imam of Darul Hijrah, he said, I did not give any talk or fatwa until 70 of the scholars of Medina approved me. Today, a revert come to Islam, apply immediately to the university in Medina, come in Medina, and study in the uni, and maybe barely he get the passing scores. And right after graduation, he goes back as an imam. I don't mean imam of salah, no, imam of the religion, like Imam Ahmad. He considers himself so, speaks in every aspect of the religion, speak about every matter occurs today, and start saying to the people, we didn't need the ulama. We know our land here better than the ulama abroad. You know your situation there, but you don't know all of your situation there. But you don't know the rulings of them, because you don't have the qualifications. That's why Allah Ta'ala commanded the believers to go back to the scholars. قال تعالى, Allah the Almighty said, إذا جاءهم أمر من الأمن أو الخوف أذاعوا به ولو ردوه إلى الرسول وإلى أولي الأمر منهم لعلمه الذين يستنبطونه منهم ولولا فضل الله عليكم ورحمته لاتبعتم الشيطان إلا قليلا. لاتبعتم الشيطان إلا قليلا, as in the ayah of Surah An-Nisa. Subhanallah. So my advice to myself and my brothers and sisters to fear Allah, and remember, one day you're going to stand before Allah. None of these who you seek their pleasure will be with you. None of them will support you. None of them will give you a single hasana to rescue you. So fear Allah. May Allah Ta'ala make us from those who fear Him and base their movements and statements based on His pleasure. Wallahu a'lam.